Thank you, Honourable Minister. Question 652 has been asked by the Honourable Mofokeng to the Minister of Mineral and Petroleum Resources. The question is about lessons learned from other African countries on successful regulation of artisanal and small-scale mining to combat illegal mining. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honourable Deputy Speaker. We will give you a comparative study that we have conducted in Ghana and compare the conditions in Ghana with our own conditions. One, what is important in Africa is that illegal mining is not as violent as our situation. If you take Ghana, for example, it was evident that regulation and governance of artisanal and small-scale mining differ substantially between them and our country, mainly influenced by their socio-economic, political, and historical context. In Ghana, illegal mining is predominantly undertaken by Ghanaians. You will remember that in the statistics released by NetJoint last week, majority of illegal miners here come in the following order. They come from Zimbabwe, they are from Mozambique, they are from Lesotho, they are from Malawi. Then you begin to get sprinkles of illegal miners from South Africa. So that is the difference. In Ghana, it is mainly by Ghanaians. As a result of that, Ghana has actually regulated illegal mining, which is focusing on gold. One, what they have done is that it is happening in land that are managed by the chiefs, and therefore given the chiefs the right to issue licenses to legalize illegal mining, and provided permitting system managed by chiefs in every district. And the law provides for the registration and licensing of artisanal and small-scale miners. However, it reserves those activities for Ghanaian citizens only. And the government provides the tools to trade illegal miners, to trade with illegal miners, and started to strict monitor system and digital technological centrally monitored at the permitting office. The government buys the coal from artisanal miners. Therefore, that system is totally different from ours. In our case, for the real primary role of the government in the Ghanaian situation is that government is the primary buyer, and ease of permitting, relaxation of regulation, monitoring, tax compliance, government incentives, and market dynamics of this critical subsector. But in our case, illegal mining is actually a criminal activity. As I gave you numbers and the breakdown of people who do illegal mining, is not a South African phenomenon. And therefore, it remains a crime. Therefore, the legislation and regulation prohibit illegal mining operations completely. However, through the artisanal and small-scale mining policy that was gazetted in 2022, the department aims to introduce new concepts that aim at support and promoting subsector. In the first tranche of artisanal miners who applied and got initial capital, 20 have been approved in the department. Therefore, we're making headways, but it's a very small step that we'll have to follow up very quick. Thank you very much.
The first supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Mofokeng.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Minister, given that Operation Prosper, which involved the deployment of 3,000 members of the South African National Defence Force working alongside the South African Police Service to curb illegal mining, was operational from the 28th of October 2023 until 28th of April 2024. Why was this operation discontinued, considering that the fight against illegal mining is far from over? Sea syndicates remain highly organized and quickly resumed operations after the South African National Defence Force withdrew forces in April 2024. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
The Honourable Minister.
Let's correct one confusion. illegal mining and artisanal and small-scale mining are not the same. Artisanal and small-scale mining is what we're authorizing. That is what we gazetted in 2022. Illegal mining is a criminal activity. That understanding must be emphasized all the time. But I must emphasize that Operation Varum Koti, led by the SAP and members of the SNTF, which is aimed at curbing illegal mining, is continuous. And that operation is very much underway. If you want to monitor, I would ask the committee to visit the Stilfontein area and see that Operation Varum Koti is active, has not been seized. And it will not be seized at the whim of a Minister of Mineral Resources. It can only be seized by the President. It's a presidential project. That is the only authority that has a right to close it. It is operational, it is not closed. Thank you.
The second supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Mhlongo.
Honourable Minister, given the illegal mining possesses to community and the economy, what success stories have other African countries shared in curbing illegal mining that we can learn from as a republic? I thank you.
The Honourable Minister.
I have asked that question. When I gave you the case study of Ghana, I was answering exactly that question, that the distinction is between artisanal and small-scale mining versus illegal mining. So Ghana legalized illegal mining, which was mainly Ghanaians. In our situation, it's a criminal activities by foreign nationals. And we're not xenophobic when we say that. It is an attack on the economy, and we must deal with that aspect of attacking the economy by foreign nationals. And continue training people for artisanal and small-scale mining for South Africans. If we do that, we're dealing with the challenge.
The third supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable James.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, I'll be asking the question on behalf of Honourable James. Honourable Minister, I want to commend you and the government for implementing Operation Varum Koti. It's long overdue. Zamazamas have been terrorizing affected communities for a long, long time. The current standoff at the Stilfontein mine is testimony to how out of hand illegal mining and related illegal trading in gold and other precious metals has become. What happened, Honourable Minister, to mine rehabilitation responsibility of mines that have gone out of formal production? And how will you ensure that artisanal mining is regulated and restricted to bona fide South African citizens? And let's call it hashtag artisanal mining for locals. Thank you.
The Honourable Minister.
The Gazette of 2022 give you details of that operation. We're actually legalizing and supporting artisanal and small-scale mining. And those artisanal miners, as I said, we've already approved 20 projects, and we've given them initial financial support to kickstart their work, and many came back to us and say it is too much if we gave them 3,400 for an artisanal miner. It is not too much. It is small. Mining is expensive. Rehabilitation is divided into two, Mr. Trollip. The first one is what is called concurrent rehabilitation. That means operational mines have a duty in terms of law to rehabilitate the area they've worked in. And the second one is the one of rehabilitating derelict and ownerless mines. And that is belonging to a pre-freedom period where under apartheid there was no law compelling or stating rehabilitation in whatever form. We are catching up. As a result of that, the state is taking responsibility for closure of mine holdings and asbestos mines. We have identified 6,001 holdings countrywide, and that is the number that we are beginning to reduce. It will take us longer unless the Minister of Finance give us a bigger allocation. If we can't get that bigger allocation, we'll continue very slow, but we'll get it. But every time we go there, he asks whether we should get that from education or from health, where should we get it? But we need more allocation to close the holdings. We are doing it.
The last supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Kwankwa.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Nkwati, you are quite right. The Ghana example that you've cited, one of the things they've done well is that small-scale and community mining, it was previously illegal, conducted, as you said, by Ghanaians, is supported by government, it's a multidisciplinary approach, where they look at all the relevant departments that could support artisanal mining, including some packages of how they could possibly be able to finance them and to help them to formalize their business. Is it one of the things that the department and government in particular would consider so that we're able to upscale artisanal mining, which contributes greatly in terms of dealing with the unemployment problem, both in Ghana, which you've cited, and Tanzania as another example? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister.
As I said, we gazetted legalizing artisanal and small-scale mining in 2022. And I said we have already approved the batch of 20 artisanal miners, and we gave them starter pack. And actually, we want to see how that works, because when you introduce an experiment, one of the things you don't do is to flood that space and commit mistakes that are fatal to the experiment itself. You take it step by step and assess it in every step you take. But we're hoping that the opening of artisanal mining will help us not to sterilize marginal deposits left by major companies. We can be able to mine those deposits and create value out of them. And in the process, it will create employment. Thank you very much.